Welcome to the tutorial for the Kermaco Cylinderical Pro Primitives Kitbash Kit number 1. Supercharge your workflow with our ultimate Kitbash kit for creating cylindrical shapes. Maximize efficiency and unleash your creativity with this high-quality, production-ready Kitbash kit. Built for speed and versatility, this robust collection of assets seamlessly integrates into any modeling or sculpting workflow. It's designed to be universally adaptable and transcends design languages, allowing you to craft environments, props, and intricate details without constraints. Whether you're working on games, films, or concept art, this kit is your ultimate resource for rapid iteration, precision, and creative freedom. To install this kit, if you are using any other DCC like Blender or Maya or 3ds Max, you can just import the OBJ or FBX files in the way you import those files in those programs. I will not go through that. However, I will show you how to get it into ZBrush. And you have two options in ZBrush. You can either load it in as a tool. So in the tool palette or tool menu, just go to load tool and load the ZTL file in there. Or if you want to load it as a brush, go to the brush menu and click on load brush, and then you can load the ZPB file, and here's the icon for it right here. So once you click on that brush, you will notice that all the different brushes come up here, and then you can choose the one that you want. Pro tip here, you can always make this bigger if you want to see the brush sizes in a bigger size. Now the only difference between the two is the way you add them. So in the if you load it in as a tool, each one of these cylindrical shapes is a subtool, and then you can choose that subtool and copy it. So here's the copy, and then go to your other tool, whatever it is, your model that you're working on, and you can paste it into there. Now also note that if you do it that way, you have the versatility of seeing the shapes, and a quick way to pick them is to press the M button, which bring these up, and notice that I have named them in such a way where it tells you what you have. So the rings are named ring, and so they start with the name of the kit, and then ring 1 to 10, 15, etc. And then the number 1 for one feature on there, number 2 for 2 features, like here, number 3 for 3, 4, etc., until you get to the end where you have the hex shapes. And then you have some other ones here named differently at the end. Okay, so the number here, the first number indicates how many of the features there are. So this one has 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6, and then it's number 5 of the 6s, and then there's a bunch of other ones until it gets to the 8s, etc. Okay, but of course most of us are probably just going to pick it by the way it looks, and the benefit of loading it in as a tool, and I should mention that when you do load it in as a tool, it comes in all like this, right? So you have to press the expose button to get it to open up, and then you can choose whichever one you want by alt-clicking on it and then copying and pasting it. And the other way of doing it, of course, is you just kind of go through the brush up here and choose which one you want to use in your project. To use the Insert Multi-Mesh brush, go to your project wherever you're working, and there's a couple of different ways to do it. So first, make sure that your brush is selected over here, and then pick the item you want to add. So let's say we want to add this item right here. So you just click on it. So that's the item that's loaded up as the brush, and then you just click on the model and drag, and it just puts it in there for you. Now if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to add it on the surface of the object, you can add it a different way, and that is by bringing up the gizmo. So press W or choose transpose here, and do that after you load in the brush. And then after you do that, you just go ahead and choose whatever one of these items that you want, and notice that you will cycle through them as it's moving on. And I should do a quick introduction as to why some of these are yellow and some of these are blue. And that is because of the resolution. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on a polyframe here. And then as I cycle through these objects, you can see that, for example, this one that I selected has a higher resolution. And the reason why it has that higher resolution is to maintain the shape. I've done the best to kind of omit areas where I can free up topology just to make sure that this is the lightest possible it can be. But of course, you can always add edge loops. These are all very topologically very well-made models, and I've collected them over the years, working on several projects. So you can see that the high-res models have some features that need that resolution, whereas you get something like this, for example, which looks like a hexagon, but these are all also very sub-D models aimed for sub-D. So if you press D here for dynamic subdivision in ZBrush, or press 3 in Maya, or invoke a node that turns it into smooth in Blender or whatever, then you will get a high resolution version. And notice here that if I go into geometry and dynamic subdiv, I can up the subdivisions and get something really smooth. So here you go. And all of these features are polygrouped and made in such a way where you can make them bigger. For example, here, if you did want to go ahead and make these holes bigger, it would be very easy to select the specific items here, invoke radial symmetry and make them bigger, etc. And again, all of these are aimed to be non-design specific, so there's no design language to them. They're as generic as possible. I mean, I'm kind of getting pretty close to having some sort of design language in this one, but realistically, you can modify it not to have that language at all. So they're pretty generic, and the aim of this kit is to basically get you started fast, so you don't have to actually model these things and worry about topology, and then you can modify them to your liking. For example, you can take this one, and if you want to make it wider or whatever, you can just modify it very easily, add edge loops and whatnot. I've tried to keep the topology to squares, so you can just subdivide them from the get-go and start sculpting on them, but I would recommend that for all the lower resolution models. However, if you get to the higher resolution models, I've tried to limit the number of edge loops just to hold that shape, and then there are areas where you can actually subdivide it further or add edge loops so that you can get those nice square polygons that you can sculpt on. And that's how simple it is. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial to show you how to load these in. I will do another tutorial of showing me working on something, specifically this helmet over here, if I can find it. I think it's this one. Yeah, yep. All right, so what I'm going to do here is for this helmet, I need to design a kind of a canister that goes here in the gas mask area. And this is kind of what prompted me to actually make this kit. And not that this kit is not something that I had before, but to actually share it is, I thought, well, you know, there might be other people that have similar reasons why they want to use this kit. And I packaged it together into one IMM. And again, this is the Cylinderical set 1. And depending on how well this does does for me, I will put in the work to create a cylinder kit number 2, and then I've got a spherical one, and I'll just kind of give you guys a quick preview of some different ones. For example, here I've got one that is cutter shapes, and I've got another one that is ring shapes, etc. So I'll be making all these kits available depending on how well this kit does. So I encourage you to pick this up and use it in your projects, and please let me know how this is working for you. Just to give you some quick examples, I've got this kit already incorporated into this model. For example, this is part of this shape here is part of this kit, and these tubes here are part of this kit as well. And in a separate tutorial and also a live stream, I'll be showing you how I'm going to actually make the canister for this helmet using this kit. All right, so hopefully that answers all your questions, and if you have any, please notify me and I will answer your questions for you. Thanks again, and hopefully you will enjoy this kit and have it help you with whatever you are working on.